awesome. Pun very intended on the balls. You guys, do you know what you just saw? You were the first audience ever, first eyes ever, to see any footage, any trailer from Phantasm Ravager. That is insane. Insane. So awesome. And to talk about how awesome it is, we have many special guests here tonight, but I would like to bring up two of our very special guests. Phantasm writer, director, creator, Mr. Don Coscarelli. Big round of applause.
Thank you.
And then Phantasm director, Mr. David Hartman. Big round of applause. Step into the light. Step into the light. There we go. We got a little light in here. That was just as a fan, being in this room. We tricked you guys. That was part of the fun, just to throw it in there and just let you experience it without having any kind of setup at all and feeling like you could have heard a pin drop.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, you could have heard a pin drop. That was awesome. What was that like for you guys? I mean, you've been working on that, you've been working on the film, to now see that, really the first look in the world and experience that with an audience in this theater, huge screen.
Oh, well, it was a bit of an out-of-body experience, wouldn't you say, Dave? We were trying to figure out a way to show a little bit of the movie while we complete the visual effects on it. And James came across with this suggestion of coming out here tonight. And I think it was just a perfect idea that we could bring the devoted fans who have come from everywhere tonight to watch the original movie. And we thought that there wouldn't be anybody we would want to share it other than with you. So thanks so much for coming out tonight.
Yeah. And just one question, you created this universe and these characters, decades ago, and we've had 4 films over the years, and now here we are with the 5th one, and you're kind of handing the reins over here to David. So what's that collaboration been like?
Well, for me, it's been terrific. But yeah, it is amazing when you count up the years and how long this has been. And what's kind of cool is that, we're all aging, the actors, of course, myself, and our fans too. So we're all in this boat together. And, in a funny way, you look back on the Phantasm series and you see all the acclaim that a movie like Boyhood gets for their 12 years that they took to make their movie. We've been doing it for freaking 40! Yeah. But in any case, I had done Phantasm 4 back in the late 90s. Yeah. And pretty much thought that was it. And I think that was the weirdest part about all of our partners, the fan base here, which is that, for me, that Phantasm 4 ended. And that was the ending, and yet every time I run into anybody at the conventions, they go, "Oh, when's Part 5 coming out?"
We want to know.
Yeah, and they just keep wanting to see more. And it took me a few years, probably a good decade of listening to that. And I started to really listen, because these characters the actors are wonderful, and they still look great, and so talented, but I just didn't see a way to really do that. And then I got to work with Dave on a number of interesting projects, because he came on board when I did this film, Bubba Hotep. And Dave was responsible for the tumbling animated hieroglyphs of
Well, lots of wire removal.
Yeah.
The stuff you can't see is the stuff I'm most proud of.
But he did the infamous "Eat the Dog Dick Cavanubus" sequence was all day. And so we got to be friends on that. And then, Dave, the thing I admired about him, and for everybody out there who's a aspiring filmmaker, is Dave makes a movie every weekend. And so he'd always come up, he'd get a new piece of software, a new camera, and he'd show me these really inventive movies. And then one weekend he came up and he said, "Hey, let's go out this weekend and make a Phantasm movie." And it started as simply as that. And
I thought we were just going to do like a little web thing to test out some cameras, and stuff, and it's like, hey Don, I just really wanted to meet Reggie and Michael and Bill and everybody, because I'm just a big geek and a fan. And then, you know, at the same time, we could film something that maybe Don could put on the Phantasm website or something like that. Not in my wildest dreams would I.
Yeah, and
I didn't ask for this, but I'm not going to turn it down when I saw it.
and David, what is it like for you as a fan and having the Phantasm films influence your filmmaking and now getting to make one with these characters in this world?
It's beyond words.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I got Fangoria issue #2. I was about 7 or 8 years old. Had the prophecy bear on the cover, and there's these pictures inside with the finger with the yellow blood, and Michael Baldwin falling against this red sky. And I just remember sitting there going the whole time, going, "What the fuck is this? This is awesome!" And just you know, staring at this forever. And then, you know, as a teenager, I saw there was a Phantasm Con, and I wrote a letter going, "Oh, I love Phantasm so much." So the fact that I got to meet Don and then meet all these guys, and then for them to actually take me into their family, you know, and having this opportunity, it's just the biggest fanboy.
It's like
dream come true.
nerd dreams come true.
Oh,
It's
hell
like
yeah.
a glorified
Oh, yeah.
fan film
Oh,
with
yeah.
everybody involved. That's awesome. Well, we have many friends here tonight.
Yep.
Projection, can we get the lights up so everybody can see each other's beautiful faces? Also, the spotlight is making me feel like Poltergeist. Go into the light. Can we get the lights up? Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, there's people in here. Can we get the spotlight off? Like that. That would have been cool if it happened then. Like now.
Try again.
Like now.
Again.
Like now.
Again.
Like. It wasn't even graceful. Well, I'll let you guys introduce the cast. That feels fitting. They're
Dave,
right over here.
why don't you pick one to? Which one would you like to
We'll
bring
start
up?
on the outside here. We have A. Michael Baldwin.
Come on down, Michael. Come on down.
We've got Michael's brother playing the part of Jody, Mr. Bill Thornbury.
Greetings.
And even better than that, if I should say that, we've got the luscious, lovely lady in lavender, Miss Kat Lester.
So we have to share right here. We do have one more special guest. That originally we weren't sure if he was going to be able to be here, but he said that he wanted to be here. He wanted to be here for the fans, and so we have a special surprise for you here tonight. The tall man himself, Mr. Angus Graham.
How you doing, Angus?
Sore toe. Well, let me say quickly, it's just so heartwarming to be back here, deep in the heart of Texas. And especially at the Alamo Drafthouse, where the Phantasm folk have had a lengthy, happy association. So it couldn't be more heartwarming. My first trip to Dallas, I was about 7 and my family drove from Kansas City to California, where an ancient aunt lived. And then Don and I came through in 1979.
Yeah, Yeah, that was the original release of Phantasm we came
That's
through.
right. We were publicizing for Avco Embassy Studios that flew us around the country in airplanes. And then let's see, I was back for a Fangoria convention in Plano in the 1990s. And then it was 2005 that we were here before at the Texas Frightmare. So this is the fifth. And delightful, delightful. And thank you all for such a warm welcome. I can't get enough of that.
Wow. And this is, you guys don't get a chance to all get together very often. So this
Every Wednesday, we play poker every single Wednesday.
Well,
What are you talking about?
never mind. So we're gonna do this kind of unorthodox. We're gonna do the audience Q&A right now because for the first time in history, we're gonna do the last 35 millimeter screening of Phantasm ever. This is it, last 35 millimeter screening, sanctioned screening, and with a live commentary. Like you guys are going to witness history. We've never done a live commentary here at this Alamo Drafthouse, and it was these guys' idea. It's so super cool to do this. Not only that, but our friends from Mondo are here, and not only did they do a gorgeous poster, but an amazing vinyl release. The first time the soundtrack has been available on vinyl in 35 years. So give Mondo a huge round of applause. We're all part of the same family, but we're always so stoked to have those guys be a part of anything. And a huge round of applause for Lloyd and the rest of the guys from Texas Frightmare. Alamo Drafthouse is always honored to be a partner at Texas Frightmare. It's one of my personally favorite conventions. It's like summer camp every Christmas, or that doesn't make sense. It's like summer camp and Christmas in one thing. That's what I meant. And we're super honored to be a part of this. And this event would not be possible without those guys. So let's just open it up to you guys. I'm sure a lot of you have amazing questions. So we'll try and get to as many as possible. You, sir, you were the first one.
Just a quick question. Where did the 35 millimeter print come from? Is it yours?
Good question. It is actually from my collection, if you might call it. I'm going to be brutally honest. Partly what drove the decision to do this commentary is I'm afraid this print is really ready for the grindhouse. It's got those scratches, it's got the vinegar syndrome.
We like to call it character.
Fading.
We like to call it character
So
here at the Alamo
we
Drafthouse.
thought that maybe we would enhance it with our lovely commentary, so hopefully we won't let you down.
Next, another question? No, that's the only one. Any more questions? Yes, right here.
I've heard that the ball came from like a vision, like in a dream. I was wondering, like, have you ever been inspired by any other dreams? Maybe that would work.
No. And I think that's probably a good thing, because I'll stick with that one image of my dreams that I'll share with you on screen, which is that ball. But yeah, it's really true. I had this dream when I was in my teen years, and it stuck with me. And I guess I was trying to put together this story about an undertaker, and it started to go into the realm of science fiction. And I pulled that one out and put it into up on the screen. So true story. Thanks for asking.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
since you were partially inspired to do this because of the fans asking if there's going to be a fifth one, I have to ask, is there going to be a sixth one?
Well, I know it's unfair to ask because you haven't seen the fifth one. Does anyone want a sixth film? Angus, what are you doing this weekend?
Why don't you just skip 6 and just go straight to 7? There you go. All the way in the back, yes.
Can we expect a 2015 release for Part 5?
Excellent question. How about that, Don? Can we expect a 2015 release for Phantasm Ravager?
Putting me on the spot. Dave?
Don?
Hey, listen, here's the deal. We know that there are people out there that want to see this sequel, present company included, working out exactly the details of that in a Marvel Disney-driven world is not easy. So, the life of the independent filmmaker, we've been struggling at it for 40 years now. Yeah, but there are some really cool companies that we may or may not be putting it out with. Dave's still finishing the effects, and another month or two. Hopefully, I know I'm sounding like I have no answer, but I don't right now. But I believe yes, later this year. Yes, okay.
Yes, I believe was the answer, folks. Wasn't it? Yes? I think you just said yes. It took a little while, but that was a yes. So the announcement is 2015. That was a yes.
And then I think what I read between the lines was that Don said that the tall man is going to be part of the Avengers. Is that right? You said Marvel, Disney, Phantasm. That's what I heard. Tall man, part of the next Avengers. Yes, right there. Yes.
From when you guys, I know you probably didn't think about this when y'all shot the first movie, but do you still have any pieces of the set or whatever happened to the original car or anything like that from the original movie when you shot it? Do you have any of the props still left from it in your own personal collection? Or is there someone that has possession of those things, of any of them?
Yeah, what happened to the Hemi Cooter?
Well, here's exactly what happened. Sometime a year after the movie came out, it was still up at Dave Brown's parents' house in
Good old
Vermont
days.
Hills. Yeah, and you'll remember we had that very key plot point where the CUDA collectors hate me because we cut a sunroof into a Plymouth Barracuda, a valuable collectible muscle car. Well, consequently, it sat out at one of our key collaborators' houses. It rained all winter, it filled with water, and he'd keep calling up, do you want this car? What do I do with this car? It's all moldy and full of stuff. And I just said, just get rid of it, and you can keep whatever you can get. So he found some guy, sold it to him for $1,000, and the last we heard of the car is it was out in Palmdale, not too far where we shot some sequences from the new Phantasm. Somebody saw it in a lot out there. That was the last sighting of it. So probably, parts got this is a long-winded story and I'll be done with it. The parts are very expensive, so somebody must have parted it out, and the car probably does not exist anymore. So, but I still have the silver sphere from the original Phantasm and a few other key props. Yes?
Yes, right here.
Who wants to answer that question?
It's so easy. Why is it a mystery? They missed their planes, the knuckleheads. They missed their so-and-so and missed the who's-its, and they're not here. It's ridiculous.
But
They blew it.
It
Simple as
will
that.
be at Texas Frightmare, along with most, if not all of you, right? Yeah? Well, there you go. That's the way we can meet in. We'll go right there. Yeah, duh. That'd be kind of awkward if we just did this huge event and then we're like, but we will show Ravager. Yes. As programmer of Alamo Drafthouse, why does this keep happening? As programmer of Alamo Drafthouse of North Texas, I say yes. You will be able to see it at an Alamo Drafthouse near you. Next question. Yes, right there.
So, are we ever going to get a box set? I
box
love
set.
it. Of all the movies.
I'm not at liberty to discuss. There are big things coming in the Phantasm world.
Good enough.
I think what we all want is a box set that comes in the shape of a ball. And we can open it up. Yes, I speak for all of us. All the way in the back?
I don't want you to give any plot points away, but in the new film, are you going to give Reggie some well-deserved action?
Dave?
Oh, you'll see.
I just love standing next to you two watching that trailer because I just got to nerd out to you. I was like, is that a fucking fucking samurai sword? It was so awesome.
All I heard was a high-pitched ring in my ears.
Yeah,
So I was about to throw up.
That was awesome.
I think that the short answer is Reggie gets a shitload of action in this movie.
There you go. Right there.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for making a bit of Phantasm film for us fans. Can you tell us a little bit about the process? You said you went out there one weekend and started shooting some stuff. How often were you going out there working on it, on and off over a few years? I find this day and age everything leaks out on the internet, but for me it was a case of one morning I go online, it's like, here's a new Phantasm trailer they've been making for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let Dave give you the details of it, but basically what happened was we shot a few weekends, got these awesome sequences, didn't know what the hell to do with it, and then I went and made this John Dies at the End movie, and then I drafted Dave to come work on it. And so 2 years later, we just decided to,
Finish it up.
do it.
But really, we worked on this thing on I mean, it really is a labor of love, and I will say it's very, what I've been told, similar to the first movie and how a lot of this was put together. But, you know, really it was just trying a couple scenes, getting some testing cameras, possibly for even John Dies. Had no idea of what it would become. And then Don and I sat and watched this stuff. I'm like, what are we going to do with it? And Don's like, we're making part 5. You're doing it. It's called Ravager. Start in the morning. Stomach dropped. I'm like, what, me? But
I would give away, Dave, where the title sort of came from, though.
Yeah, please.
Is I don't know if anybody knows that we have a lot of vocalists up on this stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, good 4 of them. In any case, Kat Lester has a wonderful vocal career, and if you, I don't know, is that song on the web? She wrote a song
CD.
about the Lady in Lavender, and maybe you could hum a few bars that include that line.
'Cause I'm a lady in lavender, a figure of imagination. I may be a ravager, but I seem to thrive on your adulation.
So we heard that song, and that's where the title came from.
That was nice.
And it had a B in it.
He's right, that was part of it. Now we're looking for a title with a VI. So if you want that Phantasm 6, somebody come up with a word that will go under Phantasm that's got a VI in it.
Vital.
I don't know, Phantasm Vital.
Vitamin.
That truly is the geriatric version of Phantasm. Welcome to Phantasm Vital. You'll feel great all day long.
With magnesium.
Magnesium.
I'm actually on it. I'm thinking right now, virus.
Phantasm Virus. Okay.
Phantasm Vision Quest. No, somebody made that movie. Never mind. All right. Vision Quest reference there. I'm sure you haven't heard one of those in a while. You have 2 hands up. There you go.
I already answered my box set question. So I noticed though in the first Phantasm and then the fourth Phantasm, you know, the tall man gets allegedly taken out with boulders, but then it changes in the first one. And I noticed in the fourth one there are scenes that are all the way back from the first one where he's still younger, but it's totally different. Now he's strung up in the tree.
I'm still younger right now.
I'm wondering if Ravager explains some of these different sequences. Like, is the tall man able to like distort reality? Is he like changing your perceptions? I'm curious.
Well, like all the Phantasms, Ravager will explain everything. It's an excellent question, and I'm not poking fun at you, but
I didn't phrase it very well. It's hard to kind of ask it as a question.
I think what I'd like to say, though, is that this little interchange that we have is one of the coolest things about being involved with Phantasm and being involved with Phantasm fans. Because frequently, Phantasm fans watch the movies, and they think about the movies, and they think, and then they come and they ask questions that sometimes I can't answer. So it's wonderful to be involved like that, and but
I was
always
asking a
challenging.
lot.
Yes, he was.
But I've spoken enough. I want some questions for some actors up here. Anybody have one for Angus or Kat or Michael or Bill?
Yeah, who's got a question for Angus? Let's take one of those. Yes.
Does Angus get action in
Is it close?
Define action.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Excellent answer.
Yeah, right there.
What was your favorite sequence of maybe a
Bill Thornberry, ladies and gentlemen. What do you have to say, Bill?
Anytime we were in the CUDA was always great, you know. Signed a whole bunch of CUDAs too, you know, at various conventions over the years, and yeah, the cemetery scene was one of my personal favorites.
I was
you know?
wondering if you were going to say that.
But let me just say this, that, you know, just kind of a behind the scenes thing. We're a family, and we all dig each other, you know? And that's how it was back then, and that's how it is right now. We just like hanging out. So, yeah, he invited me, he had this little party in his room tonight. He said, "No, come on, we're gonna have some beers." So he had a few beers, but we were talking about, I don't know how this came up, and maybe I shouldn't say this,
Prairie dog?
but can I push your stool in? No, that wasn't it. No, it was about, now doggone, I lost my train of thought. Oh no, we were talking about how in many instances in this crazy world, you know, of movie making, a lot of casts just don't hang out anymore. They, in fact, kind of don't like each other. That's not how it is here, you know. Life continues to get sweeter and better as time goes on. And I will say this, as cool as it is to hang out, these kind of events like this wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for you, okay?
Yeah.
The fans mean everything. And it wouldn't, I mean, we could have a party together, but it's so much sweeter when you're there. So thank you very much for having us and supporting us the way that you have over the years. It's kind of amazing. Thank you.
Well, I think that is as good a segue as any, because it's really time to get the real party started. Are you guys ready to get this live commentary underway? Seriously, I'm still kind of pinching myself at this whole concept and idea. It's very cool. I think it's very cool that we all get to be a part of it. I am going to sit in on it and try my best to fill some blank spaces, though I don't think there are going to be too many. So,
Do we have any ground rules in terms of, we're just gonna like yammer through the whole movie? We're just gonna like
no,
yammer
it's
the whole way?
literally a live commentary. So the ground rules are there are no rules. Essentially, I mean, just talk about the making the film and memories that come up as you're watching it and all those kind of things. So I'm sorry we didn't get to all your questions. Hopefully they will be answered in live commentary. If not, all these guys will be out at Texas Frightmare Weekend all weekend. So I definitely encourage you to go out there. Yeah, are we ready? Let's get this thing started. Give us a few minutes to kind of switch over tech-wise and maybe take this time to get in a last-minute bathroom break, because you're not going to want to miss 1 minute of this at all.
He said no rules. Remember that part, right? He said no rules.
I said no rules, except keep your hand to yourself.